Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerd is a New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, aka Flash Mob, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Chewbacca Cake.
There we go. And we're back with another episode. And Eli, guess what? We are rolling around. We are on the road to 175.
175. Yep. Is that a milestone?
I think it is. If it was a comic book, we would be not double size, but 1.5 size.
$5.99?
Yeah, we have like 5 extra pages and we would jack the price up. So yeah. So we'll find a way to do this. So yeah, but like I said, if you're listening, definitely like, share, subscribe. Listen to, what the fuck am I doing? I'm fucking up already. Anyway, let's jump into it. And Eli, let's start off with this because we know what's going up this week. Like I said, this week before Thanksgiving, but nobody gives a shit about Thanksgiving anymore. We care about Black Friday.
I heard Black Friday's all month. That's what I heard. At least what the TV says.
That is true. That Black Friday is no longer a thing anymore. It's like you pretty much can get the sales all day and stuff like that. But Eli, we're old enough to remember Black Friday when Black Friday was really a thing. Now,
old enough, like last year,
right before the dark times, before the COVID times. Now, we even on this podcast you talk about. We used to give do's and don'ts about Black Friday, like when you go into Black Friday, you're gonna get the shit beat out of you and stuff like that. That's not a thing anymore. That's gone away in the past. So now when we talk to our children or grandchildren, we're going to tell them about how Black Friday used to be, but it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
So because now
getting stabbed over a TV, yeah, man.
Yeah, no more getting stabbed. The good old days, Eli. Some people miss that stuff. They want to actually go to the store and put their hands on stuff like that. But now everybody's shopping online. Everybody's going on Amazon or they're buying online. They having it delivered to them or whatever like that. So the craze that's going on is no longer a thing anymore. And I guess I kind of feel bad about that. Are we going to miss that? I mean, I guess one of the COVID sacrifices. COVID killed Black Friday.
I guess. I mean, I was already doing Cyber Monday like years ago. So
I mean, it was a thing. It was starting to become a thing. Yeah. If you were savvy, internet savvy. But now this is the norm. Like Black Friday is just not a thing anymore. Nobody's going to go to Walmart and beat the shit out of anybody else no more.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is I already had a TV in my gaming system, so there really wasn't much that I want. I mean, I'd go there and like, oh, wow, cool. There's some, cheap DVDs or cheap ass games or, or I can get socks for 99 cents or some shit, but it was nothing like I had to like storm the fucking gates and, like Braveheart or anything.
Right. So let me ask you, have you even started on your Christmas shopping yet?
Oh, no.
Some people already started.
I don't even know what I'm doing for Thanksgiving. I might just make mac or like bake some ziti. I might do Italian for Thanksgiving this year.
Hopefully nobody's doing anything for Thanksgiving. Just stay home. I know you.
I ain't cooking all this food for myself,
I mean, you don't have to cook a whole bunch of bullshit for Thanksgiving if you just gonna be there by yourself.
Yeah, I just might order a pizza. Fuck it.
Right. Like Piccadilly's gonna be open on Thanksgiving. Oh, like you gotta be a sad son of a bitch to go to Piccadilly's on Thanksgiving. I know that some people out there gonna do it, but I don't mean to judge, but you gotta be a sad son of a bitch to do that. I'm just saying. So that's my thing. Anyway,
we got people
also
in
some
the chat.
Also, before we get to the next thing, I know we got that, but I gotta get this out also. PS5s are still not available. Nobody get their hands on them. But there's a thing going on right now that people that are selling PS5s online, like scalping the price, stuff like that, they're getting robbed.
No shit.
Yeah. So like I say, is good for them. You a piece of shit. These kids need this stuff anyway. You want to sell the shit online? Hell, get robbed. I wish I would have thought of it. Shit.
How do they get robbed?
It's simple because you're selling it online. You meet somebody at the place where you're selling it.
Oh,
they're not jack you for it.
They're not like fucking set. Like it's not like eBay. They're shipping it off or anything. Or
no, because
that's how I would do it. But yeah, if you're that stupid, I was gonna say, damn, they got a new rocket. How does this work?
Right. I mean, but how would that even work? Like if you did do it online, like you ship the PS5 to them, how would you secure the funds?
Well, I would imagine it was like eBay. That's what I thought. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just thinking because it's really not eBay. It's not like you can go to I don't know, customer service and complain about them and shit like that. Just some
yeah. You can't. Yeah, all sales are final.
Right. So yeah, I think it's pretty
I was
funny.
like,
You
oh,
see
I
this.
know that yeah. I'd be like, yeah, no, I didn't contact the guy. I just saw a guy with the box. I didn't know he was
Right.
a PS5.
I didn't know what he had. So yeah. So that's my thing. So honestly, you doing that shit. What's that shit Gilmore always says? And he probably didn't make it up. You do play stupid games, win stupid prizes. There you go.
Yeah, pretty
There
much.
you go. Let's see what we have here. Oh, we got people jumping in.
Yeah, man. We got
People used to kill during Black Friday wartime. Yeah, way back in 2019. Old
Big
enough, like
Willie's in the
boomers.
house. We got
Not quite old enough. We're not there yet. We're getting there.
almost there. And
Cliff,
Cliff.
what it do? Hey, Cliff, you freaking me out with them weird ass posts you making with you as Apollo Creed on Facebook. Oh man, let's get to the next one. You watched the movie. We don't get a chance to do. Yeah, you don't get a chance to do this a lot of times because, like I said, we don't watch anything anymore. But we'll go ahead and talk about this. I keep calling it Cutthroat Island. Is that another movie?
It isn't. That is the pirate movie.
Oh yeah, that movie sucked. We're not talking about Cutthroat Island, so don't cut over. We're talking about Cutthroat. What is this? Cutthroat City. Cutthroat City. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I had a chance to check out Cutthroat City, the new movie directed by the RZA. So that was the selling point for me. So I checked it out, and it was cool. I enjoyed it. It's street crime drama. Nothing new. Gangster shit, street gangster shit. But what I think set it apart was like the setting. It takes place in New Orleans right after Katrina hit.
Okay, I didn't know that. I think it was like in New York or some bullshit.
No, it's in New Orleans right after the hurricane hit, and the city's all fucked up, and the criminals are trying to gain ground and shit, trying to gain back their territory and their hustles. So that's pretty much where it takes place, and that's kind of what kept me interested. This guy, he's a comic artist. He's actually an artist. Yeah, there's like comic art in this movie. He's an artist. He's trying to become an artist, but after Katrina hit, he fell on hard times. Him and his friends, they got a crew. They end up doing grimy shit to get by, and chaos ensues like all those hood movies go. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I still liked it. There was some really cool performances. Terrence Howard shows up as a mob boss. I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice.
T.I. is like another, grimy gangster.
I don't know how to feel about his acting skills, but okay.
He was all right. I don't know. I bought it. Ethan Hawke is like a shady ass politician.
Because of course, in a fucked up movie like this, Ethan Hawke has to be there.
Yeah, he's in it. And yeah, it just really points out how like the disaster, like this natural disaster caused this economic disaster in the city and how it affected the people in the neighborhood. I thought that was really interesting. And so, yeah, I thought I enjoyed it for what it was. So, like I said, nothing new, but I think it was the setting that set it apart from all the other shit. And it's funny now, like I'm interested to see like after COVID, because shit's wilding out around here, man. Like,
right.
After,
but I know I'm just about Katrina. Like I know COVID hit the entire world, but Katrina hit here hard, economic wise, everything wise. I mean, even though I'm not from New Orleans, but I'm close enough to feel the effects of it. Because everybody from New Orleans, they basically had to relocate. They came to Mississippi, came to Texas, came to everywhere. People had these weird Louisiana accent. Woody, I'm a refugee from. I'm not going to do a New Orleans accent, but still. But it was just a weird time, and they were spending FEMA money left and right, man. Like, shouldn't you be fixing your house? Nah.
Yeah, they
in my car.
They in the movie they rob a.
They did that shit.
Yeah, they rob.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
his homework.
yeah. And like I said, it was interesting to see, like, especially now, like we're starting to feel the economic effects of COVID, and especially here in the Twin Cities, we had the riots, so half the fucking city got burned down on top of that. So, and motherfuckers were already wilding out before that. There's a lot of shit going down. I got helicopters right out, like shining their lights in my backyard now and shit. You know, it's
Welcome to
crazy.
Terradome.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see what we got. You want to go to jail?
You want to go to jail? You want to go home?
What's that from? What is that from?
Training Day. Training Day.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Right, exactly.
Training Day. Yeah, yeah. You want to get?
Like I
yeah.
said, he's always playing those fucked up movies. What do we got next? Can we move on from that?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to. You know what? Let's do it. I want to just knock this one out real quick. We're gonna talk about cartoons for a second. The first cartoon we're gonna talk about is this Batman shit. What's it called? Soul of the Dragon, Soul of the Demon, some shit like that. I can't remember.
Something like that. Yeah. Something of the dragon.
Something like that.
Enter the Dragon.
Whatever the fuck it's called, it doesn't matter. The point is, people are confused about this, but I understand the confusion about this. Thinking, it's just another Batman movie. Why does Batman have to be in everything? Technically, it's not a Batman movie. You remember how what was that movie? Justice League Dark, where it really wasn't about Batman. Batman was just thrown in just for no fucking reason. Same thing with this. Yeah, same thing with this. So people are confused about what's going on. They see these karate folks in the 70s have no idea what the fuck's going on. But the thing is, this is not about Batman. This is actually based on Richard Dragon, who was I can't remember the name of the comics. Cliff, what's the name of the comics? Will, you old as fuck. I know you know the name of the comics. What were they? What was it? Dragon something.
Soul of the Dragon.
What the comic that
the comic book.
Fact,
I don't know.
Okay, Boomer. That is, I'm putting you to task. Review whatever the Richard Dragon comics were back in the 70s, stuff like that. But anyway, he was this redhead dude that's supposed to be the best karate master in the DC universe. Yes, better than Batman. Matter of fact, everybody in this movie is better than Batman. Matter of fact, let me go to it and break it down. Like I said, you see like the black dude on there that looks like Jim Kelly in the background.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was. That's actually Ben Turner. For you those who don't know who Ben Turner is Bronze Tiger. And so he starts off in the Richard Dragon comics. He learns karate and all this shit like that. And then decided to put on a weird mask shit like that. Beats the fuck out of everybody. Beat Batman. One shot at Batman in his first fight. Dropped his ass. Moved on from there. And killed Batwoman. But that's pre-crisis. Well, don't know.
Kung Fu Fighter? Okay.
I'm not. It might be.
I've heard of that. I used to read remember Yang? Hey, boomers, Cliff, Willie, do you remember Yang? There was a comic book called Yang. He was like a bald monk who did kung fu shit. I read those for a while when I was a kid. Thought those were pretty cool.
Okay, keep going. Okay, the girl. Everybody don't know who the girl is. The girl is Lady Shiva.
Okay.
So, like I said, she also, like I said, before they showed up in Batman comics, they showed up in Richard Dragon comics, and they were actually like heroes, good guys, and stuff like that. And Richard Dragon didn't look like Bruce Lee. He was a redhead dude that was just like super awesome in comic. I mean,
was he white?
Like that. Yes, of course he was.
Greatest kung fu master, greatest kung fu fighter.
You didn't even have to guess that. You know it was. Let me see. Will, what you got for me? Okay, take us to school, Will. Okay. Thank you. Will, for to break this shit down for us. Okay, created by Denny O'Neil, James Beard. That's why I say he was created by the Dragon Fist
kung
under the
fu
pseudonym
master.
Jim Dennis.
Dragon. I remember that. Yeah, Dragon Fist. Yep.
Yep. See, like I said, okay, Boomer took us to school right then. Okay.
I remember that. See, I'm not that young.
Right. I remember this shit. I remember the history. And for the Arrow fans, like I said, I know you're out there. But Richard Dragon wasn't on Arrow. However, his son Richard Dragon Jr. was on Arrow, who debuted in the Green Arrow comics, and it was Ricardo Diaz. So
I remember Bronze Tiger wasn't Bronze?
Michael Jai White.
Jai White, yeah. Jai White.
Michael Jai White played him in Arrow also. Lady Shiva never popped up, but whatever. But that's the point. This is actually not a Batman cartoon. It's a Richard Dragon cartoon where they just pretty much race change Richard Dragon from a white dude to Bruce Lee. And there you go. So basically, Richard Dragon is almost, like I said, he basically was a Bruce Lee ripoff. He just wasn't Bruce Lee. But now they made him a Bruce Lee ripoff. So he's basically DC's version of Shang-Chi. That's all Shang-Chi is, just a Bruce Lee ripoff. So fuck it. Who cares?
This is Enter the Dragon with Batman.
Basically, Batman's just there to sell the movie. That's all. If Batman wasn't in it and you saw these weird ass 70 looking folks, you're like, what the fuck Jim Kelly doing in a DC movie? You wouldn't buy it. But you see Batman, you're gonna buy it. Batman versus Jim Kelly. Why not? What do we got here? Hello. Person. Thank you for listening. He's the voice of. Oh, is he? Okay. Okay, that's actually pretty good. So it sounds like Michael Jai White is going to be the voice of Bronze Tiger in this cartoon. So
yeah,
cool. Shoot, Eli, where you want to go next? Where you want to go next with this?
We got a lot of show, man. We got to fucking
let's move it. Let's move it. We got a lot of show. So we're sticking on cartoons. Let's stick to cartoons. Let's go to Lego Holiday Star Wars special. Like I said, that's all we did, just sit around and watch cartoons all fucking day. And I know we banned Star Wars. Eli, I don't know if we should touch this, because Star Wars is a touchy subject on this show.
Well, I laughed. So if this made you mad, then maybe we should.
It didn't trigger me. But here's the thing: when I first started watching it, I was just like, I don't know, man. What we doing? I don't know, man. What are we doing?
Yeah, man, we doing this, man.
We doing this. Join in, yeah. Have fun, join the party. And so I laughed too, Eli. But at the same time, when I first started watching it, and I just saw like all the sequel people pop up, like Rey and Finn doing goofy shit and Poe crying, I'm like, oh shit, no. But the further it went on, and they started doing shit, they started like time hopping, all this, like you called it. Eventually, gonna start time traveling.
Yeah.
So they did it. Yeah. So when all went down there, it was basically a clip show, like a Star Wars greatest clip show. And when it got to that point, I was like, okay, I'm fine now. I'm calm, because before I was nervous. But then when it got to that point, and then they started like making these jokes and refs and stuff like that. Honestly, when they did the Palpatine joke, they were like, Palpatine died, and they looked straight at the camera, and he never came back. I was laughing my ass off.
There was a lot of laugh out loud moments.
Right. It was like some deep cut stuff, like you had to understand it, to catch it. So yeah. Blood of Zeus been covered. What is that?
I don't know what that is.
Cliff, you got to break that down for me. Is
that Black Adam? Game? I don't know.
I don't know. TV show? I don't know what the fuck that is, but yeah. What else you got to say about Star Wars?
Same here. I was laughing. A lot of shit had me laughing. Maz Kanata, when she came in, and where's my boyfriend?
Okay, that always confused me. Because I understand that Han and Lando, they're supposed to be like space pimps running around and shit like that. But if this is canonical to the Life Day Star Wars shit back in the 70s, Chewie had a family, he had a wife and kids at home, so he can't be running around space pimping too. Yeah. And then he did it right in front of his wife.
And then they actually did. He jumped on her, like Chewie jumps on her, and they go flying off the screen, and they're like, hey.
That's not saying much though. 2000 Man Reborn. That is true.
Yeah, it's not hard to do that.
But the crazy thing is, you have to watch that to catch some of these jokes in here.
Yeah, they reference they do reference the original holiday special, but then they also poke fun at the whole saga.
Netflix animated follow implement. I play God of War. I'm cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they reference everything from the Star Wars universe and then made fun of it all.
Even Mandalorian. I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, when Obi-Wan was like, oh, these trade disputes are so boring. When they go to episode 1 and they're waiting in that room and shit, and he's like, oh, this is so boring.
It's like they were making fun of Star. Even when they did the Jar Jar joke, that's the worst shit that ever happened since Jar Jar Binks' speech. In the I was like, yeah, that shit funny as hell. 20 years old, still a pimp. He is, but I mean, he got a wife and kid at home. I guess it don't matter in space. It's just whatever.
Yeah. So. When Lando showed up with Max Rebo, and then they start singing, was it Jingle Bells and Huddies or whatever? It was dumb and stupid, but it made me laugh, and that was the point. It was Lego, so
I said, it celebrates Star Wars and actually celebrates all three shit, the prequels, the originals, the sequels. It's all in here, all jammed up. Mando, the original holiday special. Anything else I can think of too, but it's all
Kylo Ren. Yeah, Kylo Ren being kind of an idiot. They kind of played him like an idiot and shit, like a fanboy.
The shirtless scene, that shit had me laughing. It's like every internet joke they just threw that shit in because it was the same joke everybody else was making about him when he was walking around just shirtless and shit. And the way he was acting like a fanboy when I'm spoiling it. Go watch it.
Yeah, it's good. Right, Disney Plus. Go check it out if you like Star Wars. It's funny.
Yeah, it's like an hour long. If it's some deep cut stuff in there, you probably won't even catch all the jokes in there, but it's some funny shit in there. So definitely go watch it. What are we going to talk about? Oh, so we done with the cartoons. We on Star Wars. Are we going to stick with Star Wars or
I suppose.
let's stick with Star Wars?
What do we got with Star Wars now?
We got some Star
Oh,
Wars.
Mando. Are we talking about Mando or?
We can. Okay.
Mando was cool. Mando was cool.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Like I said, we're gonna say Mando because the next episode is where the shit pops off.
Yeah. Carl Weathers directed this episode. They made spoilers. They made a reference to why they need Baby Yoda. It's because of his blood. Because they found a cloning facility. Boom.
Right. There you go.
4 out of 5.
But like I said, the next episode is going to be the longest Mando episode, and it's going to be directed by Dave Filoni. Was that his name?
Okay, so something major is going to happen.
Something major. He's directing the episode, so this is where the shit pops off. So
yeah.
All right. So let's do Star Wars. Then we're just gonna move on from that one. What we're gonna talk about? That bullshit. Yeah, this.
Oh, which one?
Let's get to the shit. Let's get to the shit. Let's go to it.
Oh.
Gina Carano.
Gina.
Cancer culture's coming after her. Eli, I know you want to talk about this. What do we got here? Mando was freaking bad. It was. Watch next episode. The next episode is the one we all gonna be talking about. But yeah, let's talk about the Gina Carano shit. Anything you want to talk about? Or we just want to fly past it?
I guess I'm a little disappointed, but again, I think cancel culture is bullshit. I don't give a fuck. But you know, I've been a Gina Carano fan since she was. I remember when she was an MMA fighter. You know,
yeah.
I remember when she was champion and shit. I remember when she quit and I thought she was a pussy that she didn't defend her belt. Well, she got beat and then she quit after that. I thought, what a pussy! Really, you don't want to like rematch or nothing?
I mean, she is a pussy.
And then she. I
mean, technically.
And then she went and got into acting and probably makes a lot more money acting than she does fighting. Yeah, than she does fighting. But yeah, I guess she made some like months ago. She made some comments about transgender that pissed people off, and they came after that. People were
trashing the last episode of Mando just because she was in it.
Yeah, and then something happened that she's going to Parler or something. Is that what it's called? Parler, I guess the Twitter for racists or whatever. Which I want to join just so I can talk shit to everybody. You know, but you know what? Everybody knows our political leanings. Yes, I'm a lefty. I don't give a fuck what you think, and I will talk shit. I get my Facebook suspended all the time for bullying conservatives. Yeah, I get suspended for bullying. So you can say all the shit you want. You know, you're free to be a racist, but I'm free to talk some shit to you. You know, that's pretty much how it goes. You know, so I don't give a shit about what she said. You know, I don't agree with what her beliefs, but she still needs a job.
Right. And that's my thing. We shouldn't be canceling people for their beliefs. Yeah, she said some stupid shit. I don't even know what she said, to be honest with you. Honestly, I don't really pay attention to it that much. I saw her in the show. She said whatever, people pissed off because of some shit she said or shit she did, whatever like that. Look, whatever your political leanings are, as long as you just do your job, fine. Just do it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, who
shouldn't
cares?
Be that serious, you know.
Our political beliefs shouldn't define us, and we can still get along. I mean, that's the point. You know, we can still get along. And
like for me,
and
I
coexist.
know for a fact I work with a couple racists every day, like whether I know it or not. But I still show up and do my job. That's just what it is, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to do that. You can't just be sensitive and snowflakes all the fucking time. It just is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, she, you know, the thing with this, it's like they believe in free speech, but if you disagree with them, then they want to ruin your life, and that's like, to me, that's almost like casual fascism.
Also, they're trying to cancel him too. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about. Yeah, so like, you know, she doesn't support trans the way she thinks she should, or something. Yeah. Something she said something, and then they got pissed off because she's on Parler. Just because she's on Parler, they're pissed off. Like they're automatically calling her a racist and you know, whatever, and you know, a bigot and all
it's
that.
Not like she sent money to that asshole that, you know, shot at those people in Wisconsin. You know, now she did that, then I fucking
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed because I was a fan of hers, and you know, before she became an actor, you know, I was a fan, but you know what? It's like, whatever. I don't care. Like, let her play this fucking role. She's, you know, return in the new Kenobi series.
When it comes out, we will tell you.
Yeah. But like I got just today, I got blocked from a porn star's Twitter account because she posted a racist meme and I talked some shit. And next thing, and I got,
I don't even know how that conversation even got to there.
But I'm just
you
saying,
argue
like,
with a porn star.
yeah, I'm like, people, people get so sensitive over shit, and like, and they just want to. It's like they want to cut you off. Like, well, we could have a conversation and listen to each other, and we'll probably find out.
Like a mega dildo or something. Like, what? How did you?
She posted a racist meme about Kamala Harris, calling her a hoe. And then I posted, a porn star calling the vice president a hoe.
Right.
And then a bunch of likes, and next thing you know, I'm blocked off the account. It's like, okay, if you're gonna talk shit, talk your shit. If you want free speech, you can do that, but that I still have the right to talk my shit.
Not
too.
Anymore. He said not anymore. He's canceled.
Oh no, hell no. I don't love no strippers. I don't love anybody. But I'm just saying, this whole internet backlash and the anger and outrage, it's stupid. And
since we're on the subject, let's just go here. Since we're on this cancel culture backlash we never got to talk about, let's talk about these two.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we just gonna just briefly talk about this shit because, like, yeah, he looks like shit, man. That's the thing. That's what does to you.
They both do.
Yeah, right. They're toxic for each other, and that's the thing. Like they canceled Johnny Depp. He's canceled from the Fantastic Beasts. He's canceled from Pirates of the Caribbean. They replaced him with Margot Robbie of all people. And now they got these petitions going out. They want Amber Heard canceled also, stuff like this. So
it's like Team Amber. It's like Twilight. You're Team Johnny Depp or Team Amber. And like, I don't give a shit either way.
I don't give a shit either one. Whatever one of them do. Honestly, them Fantastic Beasts movies, I never watched any of them shits. Pirates of the Caribbean, y'all complain about Fast and the Furious. Them Pirates movies have sucked since the first one.
I never liked any of them, really.
The first one was okay. But after that, you can keep that shit. But they keep cranking them out over and over and over again. But new Fast and the Furious is this. Fuck Pirates of the Caribbean. But anyway, Johnny Depp is out of that.
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts, he's out of that.
Yeah, I don't care what they did.
That's
their business. That's their fucking personal
business. Like, what they do don't affect us
at
all.
You get into a shitty relationship, it's gonna bring the worst down into both of you. You guys are both gonna be assholes.
High and mighty over this shit.
Yeah. I don't feel bad for Johnny Depp because he got to fuck Amber Heard. I don't.
Right.
And I don't feel bad for her because she had banging one of the richest guys ever. So I don't.
All right. All it cost him was a finger. Hey.
Yeah. I don't care. I let them be in these shitty movies. Give them. That's the thing. You don't give these shitty people something to do, they're gonna find something else shitty to do. Right.
But here's my theory, Eli. I think they didn't fire him because of cancel culture. I think they fired him because he sucked as an actor. Like, when was the last thing Johnny Depp actually was decent in?
Oh, I don't know. What was
now he just sleepwalk through this shit. And on top of that, all of these movies that they stick him in, like Fantastic Beasts and all these pirate movies, they keep losing money. Nobody is seeing this shit anymore. So they brought him in, and he's one of those old 90s, 2000 actors that got these obscene large paychecks attached to him.
Yeah.
They just like, if you're not, pulling in your weight, why are you here?
What's the last thing he's done? I don't even know what he did last. Was these Fantastic Beasts movie the last thing he's done?
He probably did some other shit behind it. I don't know. Mordecai or some shit. I don't know.
I didn't see that. I didn't see any of these Fantastic Beasts movies either.
But that's the point. Nobody is seeing them. So they're using this cancel culture as an excuse to get rid of fuckers. That's what I think.
It's stupid. Like, it's like
if they were bringing in money and these were like $1 billion franchises and shit like that. Like, I'm not gonna go there. We're gonna leave it alone. If he was bringing up all this money, they find a way to sweep this shit under the rug.
Yeah.
You would never even hear about this shit. They would just completely cover it up.
Which is why they ain't gonna fire Gina Carano, because the Mando's the shit right now.
Exactly. So they can complain and bitch and moan all they want to. Guess what? She ain't going anywhere. She's gonna be there.
Yeah. And you guys gonna have to deal with it. Yeah. Cancel Disney for Gina Carano. But no, don't cancel Disney for taking John Boyega off the Star Wars poster.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fuck
That's
you.
the thing. They cherry pick. That's another thing. My cancel.
Yes.
They cherry pick what they do and what they don't do.
Yes.
So.
I could go on and all the shady shit Disney has done that nobody gives a fuck about, but you're gonna bitch about that? Like shit. Cut the shit.
They're not gonna make a Flashpoint. DC isn't organized enough to pull that movie off. But you know what? People always talk about Amber Heard and shit like that. Honestly, if they did swap her out, I wouldn't mind if you stuck her in the movie.
Not her. They should get I don't know. I don't like her.
What the hell you don't like her for? I thought Game of Thrones was your shit.
Yeah, but
she's overexposed.
No, man. Someone cooler than that. I don't know. I like
5 years ago, you would have said her.
I'm gonna need a week. We needed to think because I love Mira as a character. Like I wasn't even when I heard Amber Heard was playing her, I was like, no, not Amber.
My thing about Amber Heard is that she did okay, but she didn't just do something amazing. She wasn't Robert Downey Jr. in the role or anything like that. Like you can swap that role out for anybody for what she did.
Yeah, I don't know. That'll take me some thinking.
No, they're not. She's gonna be on WandaVision. Yeah, so let's move on past that. What do we got next? I don't even know. I think we're done with Star Wars shit. Let's move on past that. Yeah, the rest of this shit is gonna be you, Eli, because I don't really know anything about. Yeah, I don't know anything about these topics you just brought up.
Robert Englund. Okay. Oh, that's right. You don't watch Stranger Things.
Okay. I think I've seen 3 episodes. That's about it.
Okay, Stranger Things season 4 has got Robert Englund as a disturbed man in prison for a gruesome murder.
You got a little copy and paste.
Yeah. I'm stoked. I love the show. I love Stranger Things. I'm stoked for the new season and having Robert Englund in there as a killer, throwback to Freddy Krueger. Hey, I'm gonna watch it. So yeah.
Like I said, if you watch this show, you should know who the fuck Robert Englund is.
Yeah.
Fun fact about Robert Englund: back in the 70s, he was Mark Hamill's roommate. When Mark Hamill got the call from George Lucas, he actually turned the role down. Robert Englund told him to take it. Why not? So Robert Englund actually convinced Mark Hamill to become Luke Skywalker.
Robert Englund was also on the show V before he did Freddy Krueger.
That is true. Black Panther is sure. We'll talk about that next week.
That's a whole podcast.
That's a whole thing. We got
that's a whole.
We will revisit that. We'll revisit that once that story unfolds. But yeah. So now you got some tune in for next week. Let's keep the ball rolling, Eli. I'm gonna throw something. I'm gonna throw another one your way. Let's see what we got. This one is what's that? This one. More copy and paste.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Disney announced they're gonna make a Predator reboot.
Now, how do you feel about that?
I don't know.
The Alien Queen is a Disney princess now?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, if they stick to the formula, it could be good. But if they try to water it down and all that shit, it's gonna suck. The thing about reboots is they keep trying to make it especially with the Predator reboots. Every movie they're trying to make it a mystery. You spend an hour, the first hour of the movie, wondering, what's happening? Why are all these people getting killed by this mysterious thing and shit? And it's like, come on, we know. There's been 5 movies of these already. We know it's a fucking Predator. Let's get on with this shit. And the last Predator movie didn't waste time. It got right in. So like the first half hour of the last Predator movie, I thought was awesome.
You like that movie?
No. The first half hour. The first half hour was dope. And then it turned to shit after that. When they had the Predator dogs and all that other crap and shit, and fucking Olivia Munn doing nothing and shit. But every
movie she's in.
But that's what my thing is. Like, quit trying to reboot and just continue a story. But if I don't know.
They don't have a story.
Yeah, and
they
that's
ran out of ideas.
Comics, there's so many good comic stories, good Predator comics that they can make into movies and shit. And
what, like Alien vs. Predator?
They could make.
How do you fuck that up?
Do Bad Blood shit. Bring in Enoch Nakai, the native guy who fights the Predator on the res. Fucking do that. But they won't. I mean, now that Marvel's got it, but
the reason they won't do that because the Hollywood writers think they're smarter than comic writers, but they
yeah.
can't come up with anything. All they do is and then they'll take the comic book writer stories, change them just enough, so they got to pay them shit.
Well, here's the thing with the reboots, especially from a reboot from the 80s. They keep trying to cater to new.
Will outlive us. Yeah.
Yeah, they keep trying to cater to these kids who never seen the originals and don't give a fuck about the originals,
Mm-hmm.
And then they fuck up the shit that the old fans will get into, So it's like they keep ruining. They're trying to please everybody and they're pleasing nobody, All they're doing is just
Yeah. Now, like I said, you're disappointed about Predator. I'm disappointed about Deadpool. Because everything you just said about Predator, you can copy paste and say the same thing about Deadpool. Because they're making a third one.
Yeah.
They're making another one of those. And I'm almost scared because I just feel like Disney is gonna fuck this movie up. I don't know how, but I just know they will.
They say they say it's gonna be rated R. They say.
Did they?
They said it's supposed to be rated R. That's
who is they?
Whatever comic book resources, whatever article I read.
Okay, because that's the thing, because all this shit comes from We Got It Covered,
No, it was not.
Like
it wasn't. It wasn't them.
Okay.
It was like comic book resources or Screen Rant or something like that. Okay. Or Deadline or something like that. But supposedly it's supposed to be rated R. And I don't know. Yeah, like I think they struck lightning in a bottle with that first Deadpool movie, with that whole team, the director, Ryan Reynolds, and those writers. They really, there was a synergy about that first movie. The second one, it's fine,
I
but
like the second one better.
Yeah, the second one's fine.
I love the first one. I like the second one better.
Yeah, but to change it all up, to change it all up like they're doing, new writers, new director.
What is this, the writer from Bob's Burger or some shit?
A couple writers from Bob's Burger, which is a funny show. I've seen some Bob's Burgers and I've laughed.
Never seen it. I mean, but
will they capture Deadpool the way they captured, the other two movies captured him? Like I said, because there was they melded so well together. That whole team, Deadpool the reboot.
I hope they don't reboot Deadpool, but yeah.
There's rumors that it's going to involve the Thanos snap and all that shit, and
I guess.
So
I don't know. I'm not excited about it only because it's Disney, but maybe Disney would do something to get me on. Because, like I said, they pretty much neutered Hollywood. Like the R-rated movies went away mainly because of Disney.
Yeah,
because since they own everything. And nobody goes sees anything but Disney movies. There's no reason to make an R-rated movie because you just couldn't at your own fan base. Now you might get one or two that might break out and do something, but for the most part, it's not the norm like it used to be. Saying Deadpool writers. Okay, so Cliff is not a fan of Bob's Burgers. Okay, so oh shit, let's move on past that. I think let's go to the video game section. Honestly, I don't know how much about this I want to talk about the video game section. Let's just jump in this real quick before I jump into the shit I want to talk about. Let's talk about the Game of the Year awards. Okay. And let's see. There's 6 games about the Game Awards will come out. I don't know when it's going to come out, but we got Animal Crossing, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII, Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, I'm playing that right now.
Well, we know what you're going to win. Okay, I haven't played it. I haven't touched it.
It's Spider-Man with a samurai, or
pretty cool.
or Arkham. It's that same gameplay, the open world. You're running around doing missions and side missions. Only you're a samurai. It's fun. I've been playing it.
So would you consider that Game of the Year? Like, even though I'm not saying you played everything out there.
Well, I haven't played Animal Crossings, but so.
Hey, people won't shut the fuck up about Animal Crossing. Grown people will keep out here playing Animal Crossing. I'm like, what the fuck are you playing? What is this? I guess it's Animal Sims or some shit, like that. But honestly, I won't be surprised if that wins. Just because it's Nintendo, But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, I've been hearing like some awesome stuff about it. I haven't played it myself. Honestly, I'm waiting to like when I get a PS5, then I'll play all those games, stuff like that. But until then, I'm just like, I'll hold off. Because that, it's another game I was looking for also. Well, Miles Morales, that also.
Oh yeah.
Something else too is another PlayStation game I'm thinking about also, but I can't think about it at the time. But that's what I want to do. Okay. Anyway, moving on past that, let's talk about the new trailer that came out, and I don't have a thing for it, but that is okay. We're gonna talk about the Kate Bishop trailer for the new Avengers game. You know the game that everybody hates, that completely flopped, that nobody likes. They actually announced some new DLC for it. So the new DLC is gonna be Hawkeye, but no, not the Hawkeye everybody knows. Girl Hawkeye, the one only like fuckers like us know. You know, but they're gonna put her in the game, and she's pretty cool. She got like a sword. She teleport. I've never known. I don't think she teleports, but in this game she teleports. She has a shadow clone like Naruto and shit like that, and all that's pretty cool in the fans and stuff like that. But Eli, I'm gonna get you excited about this game.
Oh,
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna sell you on this
on Kate Bishop.
because not on Kate Bishop, no. The reason I'm going to say on this game because afterwards they announced the next DLC coming after Kate Bishop. Because after Kate Bishop shows up, basically Hawkeye is in the future, and they call the DLC Future Imperfect.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All
So
right.
I'm trying to spoil it for you. So it's gonna be like an old man Hawkeye. He actually
Old
ages
man
and shit.
Logan. Yeah. Okay.
Look. Your boy.
Oh shit. Oh
Your
shit.
boy.
All right. Yeah. That's
Okay. So Maestro is coming, and people were confused as hell, like because people only know these shit from the movie, shit like that. Why does Santa Claus Hulk in this game? Like, no, that's not Santa Claus Hulk. That's the fucking Maestro. I not know who you speak of. Oh yeah. So that's the thing. Kate Bishop, Cliff. That's before your time. Anything after 2005, just don't worry about it. Anyway, you'll learn about it. She's going to be a big thing because she's actually going to be in one of these Disney Marvel things. Remember the chick from Transformers Bumblebee?
I thought, aren't they making a show or some shit out of her or something?
She is, but she isn't. She's going to be like Hawkeye's sidekick or something. But she's going to be played by the chick, Haley Steinfeld, whatever her name is. That chick.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
playing Kate Bishop.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Maestro is the beast we deserve. Yes, when they had Maestro in the game, I'm like, well, I'm sold. Like I said, a lot of people don't know who Maestro is, but they will learn because Maestro is a fucking beast. That's all I can talk about that. Yeah. Can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, this is comic books where we talk about the comic book bullies, where we talk about comic books, and we're just gonna jump into it. And Eli, you know what? I'm going to start with what is that shit? That DC shit.
The DC shit.
I can't remember. We haven't reviewed DC in so fucking long. The Dark Knight thing or whatever.
The Death Metal?
Death Metal.
Oh,
shit,
okay. Yeah, I have not been reading that. Yeah, I have not been reading this at all.
Okay, you have not been reading Death Metal at all. Honestly, I don't blame you. Because this shit is wild as fuck, and I'm trying to see what the fuck is going on. But yeah, shit, I get shit. Anyway, I'm just go top of head, just free ball. This is what's going on. Anyway, what's going on? Last issue, which came out like 2 months ago or some shit like that. The Batman who laughs, or whatever the fuck he is, the Dark God, or whatever he is, he has gotten all kind of Christ energy. Basically, he has the power of a god now, and now he has the power to go fight Perpetua. But before he goes fight Perpetua, he sicks like another Batman on him, but the Batman he sicks on them is the Batman that is the size of a castle. Let's see if I get that for you, but I probably can't. Yeah, he is the size of a castle. And they fight them. And the thing is, since this Batman has all the powers of Gotham City, since Batman has been doing all kind of fucked up shit to prepare Gotham City to fight the Justice League, they can't beat it because he's got like red sun powder calls and all this shit like that. But anyway, he gets beaten by Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor has he has the Brainiac technology, which shrinks him into the bottle of a city. And when Harley Quinn found, you trapped him in a city? Okay, she stomps on it. So that's it from there. Now what goes in? So basically, Lex Luthor knows how to beat them. Lex Luthor has built some machine, or he knows where to find this machine. He gave them some shit from Hawkman. They're gonna fly to go get him. But Wonder Woman says, before we go, I need an army. I need an army to take these guys out. She goes to Lobo. Lobo, are your healing powers as good as they say they are? Yes, they are. But before we get there, Wonder Woman wants to know the truth about Batman and Superman. What have they been hiding from her? Because we know Batman has all these crazy ass powers that he ain't been explaining, and he basically explains what's going on right now. Wonder Woman, I've been dead this entire time. The first time Perpetua came and we fought her, when the Justice League fought her, I was the first one to die. She killed me. But I got this Black Lantern ring, which resurrects the dead, so that's the only reason I'm alive and control the dead. Take the ring off, I'm a corpse, like everybody else is. Meanwhile, Superman has the anti-life equation stuck in him, and he's half zombie also. He said, I'm sorry, this can't be reversed. So Batman and Superman are basically like half dead, walk around shit like that, but it doesn't matter. Wonder Woman is the star of the story. And what she does, since she has this grand scheme of going to save everybody, I want to see if I can get to this screen. Yeah, this one. She clones Lobo, an army of Lobos. And she calls her main men. And they go to fight, I think, the Batman who now is a god or whatever like that. So they go and fight him. And what they're trying to do is that instead of what they were going to do is that they were going to reboot the universe like another Crisis. But Lex Luthor said that's the wrong thing to do. Instead of rebooting everything, just covering up and just pretending like the shit didn't happen, untwist everything, make everything happen. So they're on a quest to make everything that has ever happened in DC canon. But before they can do that, Superman recruits the Legion of Doom, and they destroy Earth, I guess. I don't know why. Because somehow the Batman Who Laughs is a conduit to something to do whatever like that. They destroy the planet. So while they destroy the planet, the Batman Who Laughs starts getting weaker in the middle of his fight with Perpetua. So he sends in his universe from the last 52 to attack them. That's what we call the shit. So
universes are fighting other universes.
yes. But I do like this panel. Eli, Superman still reminds me of you. But yeah, so they get ready they know the Batman Who Laughs about to send a whole bunch of fuckers at them and shit like that, but they didn't realize it was 52 planets coming to fight them, and they're all full of evil versions of everybody. Evil Wonder Woman, evil Spectre, evil Martian Manhunter. They're all coming to fight them. And yeah, that's the book. Other weird shit happens. I don't really know what the fuck happens. I'm not going to explain it. So I'm just ready for this event to be over with, because apparently this is supposed to be the event that's supposed to kick off other events or some shit. So I'm just, whatever.
This will lead to Black Batman, right?
No, they canceled that.
Oh, that's
because everybody got pissed off. Yes, it is damn crazy.
This is the only way Black Batman can exist. Every universe has to come.
Right. You just pick and choose whatever universe you want. Everything's canon. Yeah, that's the thing. So they're doing no more crises. Everything's canon now.
Yeah, wasn't it the Anti-Crisis or some shit?
Yes, they were going to do an Anti-Crisis, but now they're going to do an Anti-Crisis to stop the crisis.
Sounds like a fucking algebra equation and shit.
That's how it read. So yeah. Oh shit, Eli, I think you're up next. Hold on, I can't remember. I think you're up next.
It's the only two of us here.
You jumped into it. No, you jumped into it.
What
you want to jump into this X-Men shit. You're in the shit now.
Okay. What now?
I'm trying to think. I can't remember what
we were just talking about. Batman. What the fuck you talking about X-Men for?
Oh, my bad. I jumped. My bad.
What?
I jumped the gun. We're moving too fast. Okay.
Okay. Well, you want me to set up? No, I can do.
No. Let's stay the course.
Okay.
1,000 points of light.
Okay, I'm doing Batman then.
You were doing Batman. Yeah.
Okay.
I jumped the gun. My fault.
Okay, Batman 103. I like this. We have we have the Ghostmaker, who's like an asshole version of Batman who can predict crime, and he's trying to save Gotham better than Batman would, and he hates Batman. It turns out he's a guy that Batman knew back in the day while he was still training to become Batman. And he was this guy could always beat Bruce in every fight. So last issue, they were fighting. Clown Hunter was trying to kill Harley. Ghostmaker showed up to kill Clown Hunter. Batman showed up to stop Ghost Hunter. So they're all fighting. I love Harley and Ghost Hunter's fight. Ghost Hunter goes into Harley's apartment and he's got his bat with the batarang stuck in it, and he's trying to fucking like kill her. And she's just sitting there dodging every blow, but talking basically Deadpool. She's talking all this shit while he's like trying to swing his bat, trying to hit her and shit. And she's like, I normally would have killed you by now, but I'm trying to turn a new leaf over and I'm trying to become a good guy now. And so yeah, yeah. And she goes, I'm gonna basically tie you. Yeah, there's a funny line. She goes, I'm gonna tie you up and leave you for the broken justice system, because that's what the good guys do anyway. I thought that line was really funny. But at one point, Clown Hunter gets her against the wall and is like, you call yourself a good guy? You know how many people you've murdered, or you've watched, how many people you've watched the Joker murder? She goes, I don't keep track of how many people I killed, because I think people who do that are kind of psychotic. And then she like knees them in the balls and shit and puts them out. So I thought that was cool. But meanwhile, then Ghostmaker is also fighting Batman, and they're arguing about, who can, Ghostmaker could save the city better than Batman can. He just solved a bunch of crimes that Batman was taking forever to solve. I solved this gun running operation. I caught a serial killer. I did this, I did that. And then Batman's like, oh, really? That gun running operation? We were trying to get, I did anything against to solve that yet, because I was trying to get the whole crew. You just fucked up a year's worth of fucking investigation. He's like, the serial killer, I didn't do anything about him yet, because I was trying to find out where he buried all the fucking bodies. You just fucked that up. So, so Batman was basically doing detective work, and this guy came and just fucked it all up and shit. So it kind of leaves at a standoff. They're fighting to be continued. But I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed way Tinian's writing Harley. So 4 out of 5.
She's still here. Okay.
Yeah, and Clown Hunter's in there. She punks Clown Hunter. I love him as a character, but I just thought that dynamic of she's just sitting there dodging all his blows, just talking all this shit to him and shit. It was funny. So that's a 4 out of 5.
So let's see. Clown Hunter should kill Harley. I know why he didn't.
I was hoping, but she held her.
Honestly, I would think that Harley is too good to like, she's better than him, basically. I would think.
Oh yeah,
as
she even says like I'm used to people trying to kill me. So
right. So I thought some high school kid would do that. I thought he was the one.
Yeah.
With
she goes, how do you? Yeah. She even says he goes, how do you? I'm not going to be killed. She's like, yeah, I'm used to people trying to kill me, and I'm not going to be killed by some high school teenager. And he's like, how do you know I'm a teenager? He goes, I can smell you. That's the thing. You teenagers, you smell. You think you don't, but your hormones and you're greasy, and you haven't gotten used to your hormones yet. Put some deodorant on. You all smell.
Okay, that's funny. All right, you ready to do this? Because you in the shit with me now.
Are we doing Kiss of Swords?
We're doing Cross of Swords, Kiss of Swords, Ten of Swords, whatever you want to call it. But you in the shit with me. You wanted to jump into this shit with me.
Yes, I finally got sucked in.
All I
know is what I know. Yeah, I only know.
I knew they were gonna get you. Other couple last week, Mr. Kendrick and Immortal Hulk. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Immortal Hulk. I think
Immortal Hulk is on my list. Yeah,
we're gonna talk about Immortal Hulk. So yeah, didn't read the Kendrick, but we're gonna talk about this Cross of Swords shit right now anyway. So yeah, so here's how it works, Eli. We did 17, 18, 19. So I got the first one, you got the next one, blah, 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 blah. So let's jump into it. The first book we're going to do, I forgot just that quick. First we're going to do is X-Force number, what are we on, 14, I think? X-Force number 14. So, like I said, we're going along with the Ten of Swords thing, and based on how the book starts off is that, I can't remember what the book it is. Yeah, the book starts off with another fight between Magic and that pong dragon dude.
Oh yeah, Biolante.
So, who?
He looks like Biolante, the Godzilla monster.
Oh, that reference completely lost on me. So anyway, they're about to do another fight again. Like I said, they had to fight last time with no swords, so now they got to fight again barehanded, still no swords. So Magic's like, you know what? Last time we fought, I know how to beat you this time. And he's like, I don't care. And he just eats her. You know. But then while he's doing it, then his tummy starts rumbling, jumping, and then boom, he pulls out the real him out of his stomach. Because there was a little him inside of him that was basically pulling the strings.
Okay.
And then she just kicked the shit out of him. So X-Men get a point. Boom.
Okay.
So pretty cool. But
they're still losing though. Krakoa only has 3.
That's not even a half of it. They start getting the shit kicked out of them. At this point, the bad guys just running the score up on them because the thing is they're cheating. What they're doing is that she's just playing just all kinds of just bullshit ass games that they can't win. They have them do a runway contest, they have them do an eating contest, foot race, like all kind of weird shit. Disco.
Is Dazzler in there? Like,
no Dazzler. That's the fuck.
What the fuck?
They would have won. They would have won. But she just run the score up on them. You know?
Like, isn't that what her purpose
That's her
is?
only power, right?
The only reason why they came up with their fucking shitty, stupid,
right. She ain't
fucking
been
ass.
useful since the 70s. So one time she has one job, and she ain't there for that.
One use, and they fucked it all up.
One use. We need somebody to win a disco contest for us, and the one X-Men we got with disco powers are not here. You know? Oh shit! So they run the score up on them, and they can't fight them at all. So basically, they just run the score up on them from there. So then the next contest is a foot race. And the foot race is on, There's no swords in this shit. That's the thing. Nobody's doing swords.
It's like Taskmaster playing golf.
Right. So they do a foot race, but the thing is, they got Captain Britain racing against the slowest bad guy, like the bad guy that's made out of trees and shit like that. So he just running away from it, like, this ain't even fair. What the fuck is going on? But it's a trap. Because while he's doing it, he gets jumped by the people running the contest, bad guys. So he gets jumped. He can't win the contest. So while she's doing that, the tree person just makes it to the end of the thing. Just wins. Point goes to the bad guys. So they're completely getting fucked over. Right. Nobody's fighting. But here's the main event of the fight. A main event. Oh, this was stupid as hell too. This shit. I'm gonna zoom in as much as I can. And there's another reason they ran a screw up on them, because they asked Magic, okay, so what do you call it when you pull a rabbit out of a hat, or when Doctor Strange just uses this and you have to spell it? She's like, oh, that's easy. Magic. Magik. And wrong. It's not how you spell magic. So they lose point.
Oh man,
I'm like, that's fucked up, man. That's fucked
There's
up.
a dumb blonde joke there that I won't say because I don't want to trigger anybody.
Right. So here's the main event: Storm versus Death. This is the main event. The reason it's the main event because yes, Death, like the horseman Death.
Oh, I was not death, not Thanos.
Not symbolic death, right?
Yeah,
one Thanos. I mean, Apocalypse's kid's death.
So the horseman, yeah.
The horseman death. Anyway, so she has to dance with the devil. You know, again, but this time for real. But the thing is, she's still recovering from that alcohol poisoning that Wolverine and her when they're drinking contest for that. Wolverine's able to cover because he has healing factor. Meanwhile, Storm don't. So she actually is powerless against death. She has no powers to fight him. So this actually is a sword fight. It's a fight to the death. And Storm is still droggy, headache, stuff like that. And she has no power. She has to fight death straight up, you know. But she's just like, you know what? My powers don't make me powerful. So she actually starts kicking the shit out of him. Breaks his sword and everything. We're like, damn. So she's about to be there, but before she can beat Death, that's when Death, like, okay, I'm done with the game. I'm about to take my face off. Because if he takes his helmet off and looks directly at you, you die. So he looks at Storm, but Storm puts the Windbreaker shield up with the reflection like Medusa with Perseus. There we go. Clash of the Titans. She does that trick on him, reflects it back to him, so he looks at himself. And when he does that, that's when Storm goes in, and she was like, and she's just bam, stabs him.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Death is dead. And the thing is, they were fighting, and then she kicks him, and then but they're fighting on this vampire planet. So when they smell blood, she's like, "Y'all smell blood, right? Have at it." So they just chomp the shit out of him, and Storm just walks off. Storm win, but that doesn't matter because I wish I could zoom in. The X-Men are still score-wise, getting the shit kicked out of them. Morocco 17, Krakoa 6. So that is score right now. So
damn.
Yeah, so they just running the score up on them right now. So yeah, it was a cool ending. It was like a bunch of bullshit that came to the end of it. Overall, I'm still kind of interested in it. 45, whatever. Okay, you're up. Let's keep on. Let's keep this X minute going.
Okay. Well, I got Hellions number 6.
Yep.
So the Hellions. So do we want to read Cliff's long ass Bible verse before we get into this?
Let's go for it. Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, that one. That's okay. Yeah, Spider-Man Kindred Mystery and Empower Sin Who Cures. Oh, you talking about that Spider-Man book? I started, picked it up. I was like, whatever. Peter's naked. Anyway. Yeah, we actually talked about that last.
He
week.
Just gave a review. He just.
Yeah,
he's writing reviews.
3 out of 5 stars. Fuck it, why not? Cliff gives it 3 out of 5 stars. Go pick up that. Well, actually, don't pick it up. 3 out of 5 stars kind of suck. So yeah,
it's average. It's an average book.
Yeah, it's average.
Wait for the trade.
Yeah, wait for the trade. That's what that's for. So yeah.
All right. All right. So Exoswords. Hellions number 4 or number 6, but it's an Exoswords tie-in.
Yeah, this is like I said. I did 17. Eli's doing 18.
This is chapter 8. Yeah, this is chapter 18.
So we're flying through this shit.
So, yeah. So what's going on? This whole Mortal Kombat tournament between Krakoa and Araco over the fate of whatever the fuck. I don't know what's going on. I didn't read any of the shit. All I know is what's happening in Hellions. So yeah. But basically, Sinister, he goes to the council. It's like, you know what? Let's get the Hellions together. We'll go to Araco, steal all the swords before they get it, and that will force them to forfeit the contest, and then we win. And they're like, no, man, we can't send those. Those guys are dangerous, blah, 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 blah. So no, it can't be done. He's like, no, we're not willing to risk. He's like, no, we need to do this. And they're like, okay, fine. The Hellions can go steal the swords, but guess what, Sinister? You're going with them. And he's like, okay. And he's kind of, oh shit. But what does Sinister do? He sends a clone of himself to go with. So they go
wait. Isn't that illegal?
Probably, yes. Sinister is has underground secret clones that he's doing that the council don't know about.
Okay. So.
Yeah, because he's Sinister. Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're supposed to do. Okay,
yeah. So he sends a clone of himself to go take the Hellions. They go to the gate. They end up in Avalon. They get into some shit with I think it's Captain Britain or whoever is ruling Avalon right now. There's arguments. This is really funny. I was laughing my ass off. There's arguments over capes and shit. And they finally get over, they get over there. Empath is an asshole, and he refuses to cooperate the whole time, and it's fucking hilarious. At one point, they're like, hey, Empath, possess all these guards' minds before they arrest us. And he's like, hell no, I ain't helping you guys. And then he finally says, okay, I'll do it as long as I get to possess Grey Crow's mind. And so he does. He possesses Grey Crow. I'm saying it right now. AKA Scalp Hunter. He possesses Grey Crow and makes Grey Crow his servant. And Grey Crow's like, oh, Emmanuel, what can I do for you? And shit. It's really fucking funny. But so anyways, they end up going to the gate through Araco. They have this fucked up adventure. So what happens, we don't get to see most of it. The issue starts out, they come through the gate. They're on Araco. They're all fucked up. They're all injured. They're all starving. Havoc is missing an eye. They're all fucked up. And then they meet up with what's this guy's name? These like hybrid mutants that they're fighting. That are on Araco. The locust furnace or whatever. Tarn. So he's like a mutant.
Half mutant, half demon. They've been breeding them on that hill.
Yeah, they're on Araco. Him and his crew. And they're like, and Sinister's like, okay, here we are. Get the swords, let's get out of here. So they meet these demon hybrids, mutant things, this Tarn guy, and Psylocke is like, okay, we're here to collect the swords to, so we can stop the contest. And this Tarn guy's like, shit, the tournament already started. You guys are losing. The champions already got all the swords. You guys are way late. And then they look at Sinister's like, what the fuck? You set us up. He goes, oh no, I needed you guys to get me here so I could do this. And he opens up a little box, and it's a bunch of little like mosquito drones. They're like little tiny robot mosquitoes.
Trying to clone them.
And they goes to collect DNA samples from the mutant hybrids.
Wow.
Yeah. And then so Tarn is like, oh, hell no, you're not collecting our DNA. So then a big, huge battle ensues. They're all fighting, all action. The Hellions are getting fucked up. Fucking Havoc gets his arm chopped off.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Nanny, that little robot Nanny gets blown to pieces.
Ball thing, yeah.
And then and then Empath's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And he starts running through the gate, and he goes, hey, Grey Crow, you can have your mind back. And he just runs through the gate, and Grey Crow like wakes up and he snaps at him. He's like, hey, where the fuck am I? What happened? And then he gets fucked up. And so they all like make a desperate, they all run off. Finally, Sinister's like gets all his mosquito drones back, gives the box to Psylocke. It's like, here, take this and get this back to Krakoa. I'll fend these off. I'll cover you guys while you get to the gate. And Psylocke's like, word? You're going to do that for us? Like, okay. So she takes the box. They go through the gate. Sinister gets killed. They're back in Avalon. They're all fucked up. They're all like, oh my God, we're hungry. We're barely alive. We better get back to Krakoa because we can't, if we die here, we don't, that's the rules of the tournament. If they die there, they don't come back. They don't get resurrected. So, so they're at Avalon, but then they're still wanted because they did all that shit before, and the bunch of guards surround them, and they're like, okay, you guys are under arrest. We're going to take you prisoner. And then Empath finally takes over their minds and like possesses them all. And like, oh, we're here to serve you and shit. And they're like, hey, Empath, you finally did something cool. You're not an asshole. So they all start walking through the gate. And Grey Crow goes up to Empath, like, hey man, thanks for doing that. You actually saved our asses by doing that. And Empath's like, oh, really? Well, I was surprised. I thought you were going to be mad at me because I possessed you and made you do all that fucked up shit. He goes, oh no, it's all good. And then he shanks Empath.
I knew that was coming. He just
shanks him. Yeah, he just shanks him, totally like stabs him and guts him. He's like, yeah, now pick up your guts and crawl through the gate because if you die here, you're not coming back. So they all get back through the gate. They get back to Krakoa, and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe Sinister sacrificed himself to save us. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of smoke, like a big smoke bomb goes up, and everything's foggy and shit. And they're like, what the hell's happening? Then all of a sudden, Sinister comes out and stabs Psylocke.
Whoa.
He's like, because remember, he cloned himself. He's like, yeah. Right. He's like, oh, yeah, I had to get all the smoke because there's so many cameras and I didn't want people seeing what I'm doing. And he basically kills all the Hellions and then gets his DNA samples, and then that's it. That's the end of the story.
Did they make it through the gate, or
they all made it through the gate, but they're all dead. But
so they can't remember anything that happened.
Yeah, so they don't know if they're gonna remember. Yeah, because there's something with the resurrection machine. There's some corrupt coding.
Yeah, it can only record so much.
Yeah,
I think it'll record anything before they walk in there.
Yeah, so they don't know if they do resurrect, will they remember what Sinister did?
Kenny.
Yeah. So I love these two books, even though I'm not reading the X of Swords run. This was funny. I was laughing my ass off. This is a 5 out of 5 for me. I'm digging this book. This is this is Suicide Squad with mutants. So
you turn into Gomer. Oh man. Okay, so that was 18. This is 19 of the 10 of Swords crossover done right now, and this is Cable number 6. Now, I kind of like the story. I kind of like this. Let me see this. Nope, that's Ghost Hunter. Nope, that's Hulk. Where is that book? That's the one I just did. Fuck it. Anyway, I probably didn't get it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the book we're going to do now is Cable number 6. And what happened in the book is, let's go to it. Yeah, just like you were talking about, Mr. Sinister was able to make it through. The whole team is dead like that. And he's talking to the Quiet Council trying to tell them, close the fucking gate. The term has already started. The X-Men are getting their ass kicked. They will lose. The bad guys are going to come through the hell gate to here, and they're going to take over everything. So just close the gate now. But the thing is, they can't because Krakoa doesn't want them to close the gate. So they can't close the gate. So Sinister's like, okay, your funeral, y'all going to lose. And don't blame me when it happens. So anyway, while all that's going on, Cable is up for the next fight. Cable versus Bay the Blood Moon. That's the fight. Now remember, Cable has been established to being the best swordsman on the X-Men, like in Krakoa, like the best swordsman. So he actually fights Bay the Blood Moon. He actually beats Bay the Blood Moon. He's like, yeah, you good, but you ain't that good. You know. So, but the thing is, Bay the Blood Moon, remember, she got married to Cypher last week, whatever like that. So Cable hesitates because he sees Cypher in the crowd looking about to kill his wife. He's like, man, maybe if I position myself just white, you know, he won't see it, you know. But that little bit of hesitation is all it took. And Bay the Blood Moon got his ass. Boom. Sweep the leg. Got him. Put his ass in the dirt. And then he tried to reach for his sword. And yeah, broke his arm. So Cable knows it's over. It's done. You know, Bay the Blood Moon is about to take him out. But then that's when Cypher, you're like, no, don't kill Cable. Like, if you love me, you know, love will prevail like that. But, you know, Saturnine is like, I want this a fight to the death. But you know what? Since you killed his spirit, I'm going to let it pass. Point goes to the bad guys. So they just still running the score up on him right now, you know. So that's fight 1. But that's the second fight is about to show up now. And this fight is cool hell. The rest of this shit got nothing to do with Cable. That's the crazy thing about it. So the next fight is the White Sword versus Gorgon. You know, and the White Sword says, before you fight me, you got to fight my sword. And the sword is what he calls his army that he resurrects every day and stuff like that. And it's 100 of them. You got to fight all 100 of my army before you fight me. So we're like, okay, bring them. So he sends the dudes at him one by one. Fucked up. He's sending the dudes at him one by one at first. You know, sending Gorgon. Gorgon just like chops his head off. Boom, right there. Send 2 more in. 3 more in, 5 more in. Gorgon's just fucking them all up, just going at them, you know. But it's a whole army just coming at them. So eventually they start overwhelming. One of them pokes his eyes out, you know. Yeah, right there. Even pokes his eyes out. He's still fighting, stabbing the shit out of them. Rush go over. By this time, even though they're like bum rushing the fuck out of him, he's killed about 13 of these guys. Like the whole army just rushes them at one point, you know. He kills about 13 of them. You know, just let them have it. Yeah, just let them have it. Yeah, exactly, like that Blind Samurai. But here's the thing. Saturnine is actually cheating for the X-Men this time. All those dudes Gorgon killed, she's counting them as a kill, as a point for the X-Men.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So she's like, yeah, every dude he just killed, X-Men got a point. So actually now the X-Men are winning.
They got tied. I was about to say, they caught up.
They caught up just like that. It's 19 to 18. So the X-Men actually winning right now. So, and then, you know, the Horsemen get mad, like, wait, so stop doing this bullshit. Go fight him. Because he's just going to send dudes after him. He's just going to keep killing them. You're like, all right, fine, I'll go fight him. But at this point, since he just sent like 100 dudes at him, Gorgon can barely stand. And White Sword is telling him, when you die, I'm going to resurrect you and you're going to serve me. He was like, no, I won't. He's like, you know what? I respect you. Fair enough. You a warrior. And that's when, boom, stabs me in the chest.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a wrap for Gorgon. He's out. Gomer called it. Gomer called at the beginning of it. He was like, Gorgon's not going to survive this shit. So it's done. And Apocalypse says, and that, children, is how mutant dies. You know, giving him a lesson. So the next fight after that is Annihilation versus Apocalypse.
I was going to say versus Apocalypse.
Yeah, his wife. That's the next fight. He was like, you ain't got to say it. I already know what the next fight is. Let's do it. Boom. The end. So
is that the last chapter?
No, we still got some more shit going. We got a bunch of more X-Men shit coming, but that's the end of that book right there. So overall, pretty cool. Still giving it a 4 out of 5. It's keeping the momentum going. It was basically an X-Men Ten of Swords story. Yeah, Gorgon MVP. Yeah, him just chopping up dudes
He
in an
just
army.
killed. Yeah, he fucking scored how many? Yeah, he did the Hail Mary. Got him
Yeah, I
past.
mean, he got the X-Men back in because it looked like the X-Men were not going to win, but it was like, you keep sending dudes at me, that's going to be another point. So shit. So they came back. So right now the score is since technically White Sword killed Gorgon, they got a point for that. So the score is 19-18. The bad guys, or Rocco or whatever. So, but X-Men only down by 1 point. So if Apocalypse can pull off the win, they're tied up. But he got to kill his wife.
Gabe, we got 3 books left. Oh, so there's 3 more chapters in the X of Swords.
Yeah, and then they got the big one, X of Swords Destruction. So, yeah. All right, shoot, what we got next?
Well, I guess I'll do Immortal Hulk, number 40.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Do it too.
All right. So here we go. And another crazy ass Immortal Hulk issue. We're on the Alpha Flight space station. And we have Alpha Flight sitting around talking and shit, wondering how all the shit that's transpired. All of a sudden, Sasquatch shows up, but he's all fucked up. He's like, I'm not Sasquatch. It's actually me, Doc Samson, possessing Sasquatch's body. Just call me Doc Sasquatch. Because remember, Doc Samson was in Green Hell. He must have found a green door through Walter. Probably used Walter's green door. That's how he got into Sasquatch's body.
Gotcha.
So, meanwhile, on the base, they got that Hulk, the child Hulk or whatever, and they got him in the tube and shit. And they're like, saying shit. But then Mr. Fix-It, Joe, who's inside him, he's like, yeah, I got to get out of here. So, you can't change, and Joe Fix-It's like, I don't think you know how this works right now. And then he just, things have changed. It isn't just puny Banner turning into Hulk anymore. No, things have changed. We can do this now. And Joe Fix-It, where is that panel? Here it is. Joe Fix-It pops out of the Hulk's stomach. Like basically births him.
So Joe Fix-It, who is a Hulk, pops out of the other Hulk.
Yeah. And then there's a big fight. And there's, they all fighting and shit. And there's a shootout, and apparently, and who said it? Was it Puck? Somebody says this. It's like, what the hell? We're in a space station where bullets can break the glass. So yeah, the window gets shot out, and a bunch of people get sucked out into space, and Joe Fix-It gets sucked out into space. So he's falling to Earth. He hulks out while he's on the way down. Falls to Earth, and they're like, back on the space station, Alpha Flight's like, oh man, we got to find out where he is. Well, he landed somewhere where a team is about to go find him. And where did he land? Right off of Coney Island, Brooklyn. Joe Fix-It, comes out of the water, and who's standing there waiting for him? The Thing. And he's like, yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, Ben. He's like, yeah, man, we got some unfinished business. You ruined my wedding. And that's where it to be continued. So crazy ass book. 4 out of 5.
Can't beat Hulk though. Why is he showing up?
It's Joe Fix-It Hulk. It's Joe, so he's all skinny and
Joe
shit.
he can kick Joe Fix-It's ass. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's Mr. Fix-It. So remember Mr. Fix-It was gray and smaller and shit, and he could pass.
But he was smarter, but not as strong. So so Thing got a shot with Joe Fix-It. Yeah,
he looked like he could pass as a mobster and shit. Remember that? So so it's Thing versus Joe Fix-It Hulk. Next issue, and I thought that was funny because I thought that was funny that they made a reference to that one Thing book where they went on the honeymoon or whatever, the anniversary or whatever, when him and they went when Ben and his old lady, what's her name?
Alicia.
Yeah, they went to Hawaii or whatever, and then the Hulk showed up and fucked everything up, and so yeah. So 4 out of 5.
Cool. I'm booked out. Yeah. Wait, let's see what we got. I mean, we didn't want to become famous.
Oh, it's a bot. Hell yeah, we want to become famous. We are
Sure,
famous.
hell yeah.
We're comic book bullies, motherfucker. Where you been?
Exactly. Can't wait for you to hack us. Joe beat the shit out of the Incredible Hulk 350. Oh, that's an old school book. Oh, wait, Joe beat thing? I'm gonna read that tonight,
That's
Cliff. Thanks for
probably, yeah,
that.
I got that. I remember that. I remember that
Yeah,
cover. The McFarlane cover with the two heads, head to head or whatever. I remember that.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm booked out. What you got next?
Well, I guess I'll do Marvel Indigenous voices.
Okay. Hey, I read it.
Did you read it?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not booked out. I just wanted you to do that one. That's all.
Okay.
I feel like you should do that one.
So this is Marvel trying to check boxes and flex their diversity card.
Now this is actually the second book of this run because they had a Marvel voices also, but instead of Indigenous, it was pretty much like around like Black History Month, like that. They had a bunch. Every other issue was every story was a rapper.
A different race or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. So, but this one just laser focused this time. So.
Yeah, this is Indigenous Voices #1. It's all Native American writers and artists doing these stories. I was very skeptical about this. You know me. I hate all this shit. I hate pretty much all these characters. So I went in.
I was wondering how you were gonna take this. So yeah,
I went in with the grain of salt when I picked this up. And I opened that first page, the Jeffrey Verigi page. I was like, whoa! I was blown away.
I got you. Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah.
Damn it, I'm fucking up. Okay.
Yeah.
You talking about this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one, and then you turn the page, and it's the splash. The next one,
right there. Yeah. And then actually name not all of the native characters because you got Thunderbird right here.
Yeah.
Shaman, Snowbird. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I can't. I need my glass. I got it on my tablet, so I can't. Yeah. I need my glasses to read this. American Eagle's in there. You got Danny. You got Warpath. Yeah.
But Red they got Wolf. A good bit, and then they started breaking down each one. And as a book, they did say Forge. Forge went in there, so they missed a few of them. So
yeah. But
plus, I think Exodus is also Native American.
Yeah, I never heard of that one.
That was X-Men villain, but yeah.
Okay.
They said Puma. I was like, Puma. Okay, yeah, Puma was Native American.
Echo's in there. Yeah, Silver Fox. So just that image, I was completely blown away because that looks like a winter count, which is a Native American, like almost like it's not really a calendar, but it's a way to commemorate important events. And of course, Jeffrey Verigi, he's I think he's Suquamish. He's from Washington State. And this is his traditional art style. So I love how he's incorporating the comic art into the native art style.
So he's an artist, but not necessarily a comic artist.
Yeah, he's done some work for IDW. He's done books. He's done IDW covers and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I love how, like I said, how using the Watcher was just perfect because the Watcher as a character, he basically, documents events that's going on in the Marvel universe.
Technically, they killed the Watcher back in Original Sin.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Is this actually a Watu though? Is it a Watu?
He says it. I am a Watu the Watcher. He says it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. Yeah.
Never mind.
Whatever. Never mind.
We're not going to be that guy.
Yeah. But I just love that style. Like I said, taking the Native American art and just applying it to the storytelling without using, instead of using the native art as a novelty, instead, putting Wolverine in a headdress or giving Thor a tomahawk or some bullshit like that. Right. This is actually comic book storytelling through a native perspective. And that's what I really dug about this first panel. Like, that's awesome. I just love that. So yeah, the Watcher talks about all these native characters in the Marvel universe. And then we launch into 3 stories, one involving Echo, where she basically goes to space. Captain Marvel taps her on to take her to space to go fight some aliens who are threatening this village.
there's some Guardians of the Galaxy villains in comics, whatever.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool. Just seeing a native in space. Whenever do you ever see that? A Native American in space. Now I know Warpath and Danny Moonstar have gone to
They
space.
tag on with the X-Men and shit.
Yeah, but they're always sidelined and shit. But she was actually the focus. This Native American in space fighting aliens by herself. So just that was cool to see. At first, she's getting texts. This is my thing about reading about Echo. She's getting all these texts from all these heroes and shit, and they all want to bang her and shit, and that was
reputation for that. If you read her earlier books, that's kind of she was the original Ronin,
and fucking
got the costume from her from banging her one night, and she took the costume.
Yeah, and same thing when I saw when Matt Murdock bangs. I mean, Matt Murdock fucks everybody.
Right.
That's how I felt. Man, how y'all felt about Wolverine and Storm last week. Yeah. That's how I felt about this.
And I think the writer of this story was trying to make a point of it also, because that's pretty much how they treat Echo in these books.
Yeah, she's getting all these texts from all these dudes trying to bang her and shit. They're all heroes and shit, and she's like, So yeah, it's a very pro woman, woman equality stance on this story, which I thought was cool. Second story involves Danny Moonstar and Rain going to some reservation to find a new mutant, a Native American mutant that developed some powers where he can make monsters or something.
I thought he became a monster. I can't remember.
He was pulling monsters out of Was he doing that? Was he becoming a monster? Or I thought he was I
think he was becoming a monster. I think Wolfsbane fights him and then he turns.
Okay. I thought he was a mad.
Yeah, no. You're right. Because they get the monster.
And he's in the mine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
So yeah, and then they end up fighting these rednecks on the res and shit. I there's a couple of points they made where the tribal government actually asked Danny Moonstar to find this kid instead of the American government. They're like, hey, Danny, can you do us a favor? Can you help protect this kid? We don't trust the regular government with our one of our youths. I thought that was really cool. Natives looking out for each other and shit. The one line in there where she finds this kid. And she's like, hey, you're a mutant. You're developing powers. Why don't you come with me? I'll take you back to Krakoa. We can train you how to use them, become an X-Men, blah, 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 blah. And then the kid tells him or asks her, oh, yeah, are you Cheyenne or are you Krakoan? And I was like, oh, shit, he's one of them motherfuckers.
Woke.
he's a fucking res boy. Yeah. Now, this hit home for me because there's that thing in with natives that you're reservation Indians versus urban Indians. Now I was raised in the city most of my life. I pretty much lived in cities all my life. I was born on the res, but I never really lived there. If I go back there and I'd get shit, I'd get shit from all these reservation Indians about, are you am I native enough? I'm not from the res. I don't live on the res, therefore I'm not Indian enough. You know what I mean? There's that stigma, and that's one of the critiques I kind of had. Not really a disappointment about the Echo story, because Echo is a street level character. She's from Hell's Kitchen. She's, she fights these grimy street thugs all the time. So it would have been nice to see an urban native perspective, represent me.
Yeah, I guess they could do that with 5 pages, whatever that story was.
But still, just the fact that one line is in there really shows that this is coming from the Indigenous point of view. Like I said, a white writer, a non-native writer would not have written that line.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because they wouldn't have known from that perspective.
Yeah. So, and then of course the last one, Silver Fox. This was my favorite one. And it's weird because it takes place in the past, and that's always I'm always bitching about.
Yeah, I feel like that one didn't pull any punches. That last one, yeah, they really went there.
Yeah, this one with Silver Fox. I guess she had a husband. The only thing I know about Silver Fox is from that X-Men movie. That's pretty much my only knowledge of Silver
That's
Fox.
pretty much what she was in the comics. She got killed in the X-Men movie. She got killed in the X-Men comics. That's her character arc. That's pretty much
She was banging Wolverine. Wolverine
Yeah.
banged her. Which is funny because there's an old Wolverine comic where he's native. He becomes adopted. I think it's the Lakota. He actually speaks Lakota and he helps out an Indian tribe.
Oh, like Dancing with Wolves and all
back,
that?
Yeah, back in the 1800s, during the fur trade days and shit. So this story about Silver Fox and her husband, who I guess has some sort of powers where he can sense the future.
Yeah, because I've never heard of him before, so I don't know if he's a thing or not. But
yeah. They basically sneak into this soldier fort and they sabotage the food and water supply and everything, and their guns and weapons. So the soldiers will end up dying, but they're trying to make it look like that the soldiers will die of like starvation or the natural weather, the cold elements, instead of, so they won't blame the deaths of the soldiers on the natives,
Right.
and send retaliation. Again, coming from a native perspective, the guy who wrote this, Stephen Graham Jones, he's actually Blackfeet, and he chose to write this story because Silver Fox is supposed to be from the Blackfeet tribe too. And you see there's some language, some of the native language in this story.
Right. That's thought. I didn't understand, but he had a little asterisk at the bottom. Oh, this is what it meant,
Yeah,
Blackfeet
yeah. You can tell there's some Blackfeet, culture and language and history in this story, which I thought was pretty cool. I was reading an interview with him, and he chose Silver Fox because of what you said. She was always this throwaway character that really had no significance other than she was Wolverine's wife or whatever. So that's why there's some references in this story. Wolverine, when they get the dog or whatever, and there's some references to a Wolverine story. So he wanted, first she was Blackfeet, and so that's his tribe, and then he wanted to write about her to make her character have more meaning.
And this one too. And this is the thing, because this is why I realized why they're really going there. Because in the book they do call, we have to get the thing from the savages, but look how they're acting.
Yeah, this is what her husband is like, seeing what the soldiers are going to do to each other.
Right.
They're going to end up eating each other.
Yeah. They're going to do all kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what they do to themselves. What do you think they'll do to us?
Right.
So, which I thought was pretty raw, like I said, seeing that indigenous perspective written in these stories was really cool. Back to what you were saying about seeing Black Panther and like when the water in the desert, this is like you're starving and there's the pretzel. That's my only critique that I have about this book, is that it was so short. There was only 3 stories.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I wanted more.
Yeah.
When I got just 3 stories, I wanted more.
Yeah. Especially when you read that intro with the Watcher, and he lays out all these characters. There's like 20 characters he talks about, but there's only 3 in this book. And I was like, whoa. So when I got to the end, I was like, that's it? Because I wanted more. Like I was starving and somebody gave me a pretzel. I'm like, that's it? So
right.
yeah, I'm hoping.
The other book, had like about like 20 different stories in there. Yeah, they were like 2 pages a piece and stuff like that, but it was just cramming in story left and right. This one, 3 stories. That was it. And they were short stories,
Yeah. So I hope they continue, just, like I said,
you know what they're going to do though. You know what they're going to do. Like I said, they gave us the first book. They gave you all the second book. They're going to do something else next book.
Yeah.
Is they just move on past like pretend like it never happened,
Yeah, but it was so nice to see, like, and I've seen there's plenty of native artists out there putting out comic books. Big up to them. Keep doing your work. And I've read some of them, and it's great. It's great to see Native Americans doing their shit, doing their art. But to see native characters in the Marvel universe, seeing them interact, like seeing Echo and Loki in the same panel and shit, seeing Danny on the res, and that's what I want. I want more of that. And it was nice to see this done, the right way, getting actual people of color to contribute to the art and the writing,
And I know like other, white writers or non-native writers try to write these characters before, and they try to be genuine with it. But sometimes the stories they can tell, like you said, with Demon Bear, sometimes the story you tell can sometimes be tone deaf.
Yeah.
With the way you write it sometimes,
Yeah. I know they mean well.
Because you're not connected to the culture.
I know a lot of non-natives are fascinated with native culture, and they do a lot of research, but we can tell when it's not genuine,
Right.
Because it's like I said, these characters who I never really gave a fuck about because they were created by non-natives, but here they are.
You can tell, right?
Yeah, and here they are. Just those little lines, those little subtleties. Where I'm like, wow, this is a native writing this story. Stephen Graham Jones being Blackfeet and choosing a throwaway character like Silver Fox.
Sorry, Cliff, you don't pass the quantum test.
Yeah, to have him choose a throwaway character like Silver Fox, and
because I haven't even heard about Silver Fox since the 80s. Because the only book she showed up in when she got killed, that was it.
Yeah, and it's funny because I actually talked to him when I was out when I was out in Washington. There's a show, a daily show on NPR called Native American Calling, and it's a talk show. It's a daily show. It's been going on for years. And they were doing a show that day about horror movies and Native American horror stories. And Stephen Graham Jones, who's the writer of that Silver Fox story, he's a horror writer. He writes horror novels from a Native perspective. And I've actually read one of his books. So I actually called in that day and asked him a question, and we talked a little bit. I told him how excited I was about this comic book and his story in it. And I guess he's working on other comics too. So, and he's a huge comic nerd. He loves the X-Men, and which is why he pulled Silver Fox out of his ass and chose to write about her.
Right?
Because she's black. That's his tribe, and so he related.
He connected to it, right?
That's when I hear people who are Cheyenne. They love Danny Moonstar just because she's Cheyenne. So.
Right, represent tribe. I mean, maybe when they was making this stuff, like I said, it was non-native people making these books. They just, Cheyenne, black. You just throw it. They probably thought it was a throwaway line.
Yeah,
but it means something to other people.
And that intro, like I said, the Watcher documenting the Marvel universe in a winter count sort of art style, which is a Native American art style. That was awesome. I was like, wow, that just blew me away. So just for that image, that's 5 out of 5 for me. I love that. I'd love that as a poster or something. I actually got all these books on pre-order. So when they're all out, I already ordered them all. I got the variants, all the variant covers and everything. So, but I would love that as a poster.
Books like this is almost like our job, to bring light to the stories like this, because if we don't do it, who else gonna do it?
Yeah.
That's kind of the point. So
y'all reading Symbiote Spider-Man? No, I haven't read any of that.
The first one, we'll never. You already know me, Gabe. So.
Or Power Rangers.
Right. I'm not gonna read Power Rangers, so sorry about that. He talking about the CW. He talking about the CW show. Or HBO Max, whatever the fuck it is.
The new Wonder Woman movie?
Honestly, no. TV show.
Oh, Wonder Girl or something?
The Wonder Girl, the Brazilian. Honestly, I could care less about that. It's a thing. I'm kind of like, okay, here's my thing about that. Remember how we were talking about just checking boxes and just virtue signaling stuff like that? I feel like that's what this is, because they don't have a single comic story of her. No story of her exists, but just gave her a TV show. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But that's where we live in now. Nowadays, TV shows feel like they don't need comics. They just need just the comic branding or the brand comic logo, and they just run with that. But as far as like stories, mythology, it's like with Supergirl. Supergirl has no stories. All they is just throw a whole bunch of Superman villains in there and just go for that. Batwoman,
they replace Superman stories and just throw her in it. Yeah,
right. Even with Batwoman actually has stories. She actually has lore. They ignore all that stuff for her own TV show and just throw Batman villains in there. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. Box check. That's what they doing. Box checks TV. Yeah. So that's she's Brazilian. She's Brazilian. The Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that Wonder Girl.
Technically indigenous, South American.
Okay. Yeah.
Not from this continent, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If you want to go there, but okay. So, you got any more books or?
I mean, I read a ton of shit, but that's all. I mean, I read Something is Killing the Children, which was another good book I've been into. That Star Wars Bounty Hunters was really cool too. I read Bad Mother was good, was dope. That AWA, what are they called? That AWA
All American Wrestling. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah. You know that new company with all the cool artists and shit. Bad Mother, that's really good. And then I read that Sea of Sorrows from IDW. It's a horror story about the submarine. They find a submarine with Nazi gold, and there's sea monsters and shit. So pretty cool.
Cool. Okay. All right. So yeah, like I said, we're booked out. We've done everything.
Yeah, Star Wars Bounty Hunter was cool. That Balance fighting Zookas and 4LOM. Yeah, Batwoman stuff.
What about the new black lesbian bisexual Batwoman coming in? Well, anyway, you can't hear me. Or you can hear me, but you can't respond. But anyway, if you listen this
Jake
long,
Fisher, what's Bad Mother? So Jake, what's up, Jake Fisher? He's asking what Bad Mother's about. Bad Mother is basically this like housewife whose daughter gets kidnapped by like these sex traffickers. It's basically Taken with a middle-aged housewife. She's going after these sex traffickers, and this last issue was a dope-ass Kill Bill fight in a kitchen.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Check it out. You know.
Okay. How do you feel about the Avengers update? Too little, too late. We talked about it. Listen to the show, Gabe, or just hit me up on Facebook.
He sold me on it.
I sold Eli on the game. That should tell you, Gabe. That should tell you right there. Do I need to read about the comics? You see, yeah, there's some stuff out there, Cliff. I'm not saying read all this stuff. I need to read it. I'm not saying you need to read all the stuff out there, but there are some diamonds in the rough. That's what we're here for. We read this bullshit so you don't have to. If you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. Definitely listen to our other podcast. Yeah, we have other podcasts on the network. We have OK Boomer, with Big Willie. He was in here, schooling us on some shit we didn't fucking know what was going on. This Geeks and Comics, they're going to talk about the same shit we did, but the shit that we don't like, they like, and vice versa. Get Valiant, whatever the fuck Valiant is, what other podcasts out? Oh,
does he still do Geeks of Destruction or Instruments of Destruction?
I think they just combined it. That's all they do. They talk about they talk like half hour for just G.I. Joe and Transformers, and they talk about everything else, and they talk about Burger King and food. Like what? I love those guys though. Oh, and Comic Cast coming back.
I heard they're doing like a Rocky watch, or they're gonna watch Rocky or something this weekend or something.
Or something. I don't know. Yeah. So Boogie's coming back with, so we got a thing. And top 5, listen to that. We keep doing stuff in that one. And yeah, I guess we don't know when the next one's coming. We don't know what the next one's gonna be or when it's gonna be. I have my top 5 graphic novels. Eli will have his by then or the day of. We'll go. We'll see. Yeah. And so we'll figure it out.
Yeah. There you go. Do your own show.
With Cliff and old comics. Yeah.
Fry up that fish.
Yeah, fry up the fish, Cliff. People still talk about that to this day. Like I said, next week we'll come in with something else, and hopefully you survive Black Friday. But like I said, Black Friday's not a thing anymore. Hold on. What do y'all think about G before come back? I care nothing about it because nobody watches TV anymore.
Is it going to be an app or on YouTube?
No, it's going to be on like some TV channel. Like that's the reason G4 died to begin with. Me personally, that's what I thought. So
it's on YouTube. Sure, I'll watch it. I'll watch Morgan Webb again.
Would she look the same though? That's the thing. Do you really want to see her? She's like 40 with 2 kids and shit.
Yeah,
not the same. All right. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time. Same.